Terry, thank you very much. So tonight, Denise, one of New York City's, indeed one of the country's most important landmarks, has gone. It's disappeared. It's just a pile of rubble.
The pictures are still so hard to believe, and witnesses are trying to come to terms with what they saw today. Channel 3's Dennis House joins us live from Manhattan with the latest on that. Dennis?
Denise and Al, I'm actually in the Class and Point part of the Bronx. It's a working-class neighborhood. About 10 miles as the crow would fly to the World Trade Center. You can see the smoke still billowing from what used to be those landmark towers. Now, the folks who live here have always been proud of the spectacular view they have of Manhattan. Today, they witnessed a horrific turn of events from their front yards. Channel 3's Kim Fettig has that story.
All I saw was a big ball of fire. And I said, I mean, still, I can't believe it that happens, and I seen it over here this morning.
Hubert Solano watching from his home across the East River as what his small children call the number 11, the World Trade Center towers crumbling to the ground.
You couldn't see those buildings this morning because they were behind the Twin Towers.
Over the bridges, people fleeing Manhattan by car and on foot. Traffic one way out of the city. On the other side of the bridges, the boroughs eerily quiet. The only sound, military aircraft occasionally buzzing the island. A skyline changed forever, the symbol of a country and lives that will never be the same.
It's crazy. I mean, why innocent people? I feel disgusting, and I feel like it's not real. Or like another Pearl Harbor.
When we approached that gentleman and asked him if we could come onto his property, he said, at this point, we're all Americans. Reporting in the Bronx, Kim Fettig, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
You're looking live at the debris which continues to burn at what used to be the World Trade Center at the southernmost tip of Manhattan. Here in the Bronx, you can also get a view of LaGuardia Airport across the East River here. An unusually quiet LaGuardia. There are no planes, of course, taking off. This is the case at every airport in the country. On occasion here, though, Denise and Al, we will hear a jet overhead. We presume it to be a military jet. They've been doing flyovers most of the day. Back to you.
All right, Dennis House live in New York tonight. Thank you very much, Dennis.
That EMT told me that he has not seen too many wounded people at the triage center where he is stationed. That's not far from the site of today's explosions and crashes. Kim Fettig joins me now, and I know it's many people are just overwhelmed by the tremendous loss of life, and no figures have been given yet, no death toll. Mayor Giuliani is refraining from giving exact numbers, but I know the union is saying at least 200 firefighters are killed and many more feared lost.
Well, Dennis, Giuliani saying that those numbers may be just too difficult to take. And this, a city that is oftentimes more communal than most, just by its nature. Tonight here in the streets, truly a sense of bonding among the people. The emotions running the gamut. I have seen fear turn into anger and then back into compassion. But truly the most prevailing emotion tonight, angst, simply not knowing if loved ones are dead or alive. In the streets of Manhattan, blaring with sirens. A maddening search for loved ones missing since early this morning.
I'm looking for Craig Lalore.
His brother last known to be in Tower 1 of the World Trade Center. Craig Lalore's fate now unknown.
I hope it wasn't so painful. If he's not alive anymore, if he's alive, I want to find him.
Entire families packing up, emerging on foot from the rubble of downtown Manhattan. What next?
Hopefully they'll let us back tomorrow and then carry on.
But for now, rescue crews and excavating crews making their way to sift through what's left of the World Trade Center. And farther uptown at St. Patrick's Cathedral, hundreds stopping in to pray. The faces on the steps say it all.
I don't go to church all the time, but it just makes me feel better, you know, just to say a prayer. You're praying for the people that have been suffering and just feel peace of mind.
A need for information by nightfall turning into a need for serenity. This city, like the rest of the country, trying to make heads or tails of an America we've never known.
If this is God's will, this is God's will.
As you can see, the emotions truly all over the radar screen. And other than the rescue crews and the generators running and the sirens, tonight these streets almost, Dennis, seem eerily quiet as
They
you
really
walk
are,
through them.
except for an occasional ambulance. Very chilling here in southern Manhattan. Kim Fettig tonight. We should point out that Mayor Giuliani is urging anyone who works in the city not to come to work tomorrow unless your job is considered vital. He says treat it as if it were a snow day and not come in. Denise and Al?
Rescue workers continue their search.